Starting and developing startups is associated with a high degree of risk. Out of 100 of announced projects, only one achieves success. But support received in the right time can be the very factor that will help the young team to first become known at home and then, perhaps, to scale their project outside the country. Hello, my name is Serek Akishev, and this is the program of The World of Startups. Meet Akbota, Iron Postwoman, developed by Kazakhstan experts from the company Cleverest. The robot got its name not by chance. It consists of two parts. The first, Ak, is a white color that prevails in the design. The second part, the bota, from Kazakh it translates as a camel and symbolizes the connection of times, the past where camels were engaged in transporting goods, and the present in which the function of these animals is transferred to trained mechanisms. This is an automated package delivery system with which we solve the last mile problem, when the package must be delivered to a person. Now this is the second upgraded version. We want to test it on the territory where there are no cars, on the pedestrian zone. Because for the successful operation of such a robot, you need to create special conditions. The assembly of the device took 6 months. During this time, they developed its mechanical components and software. As a result, it turned into a smart machine which can carry mail as well as boxes of standard sizes 3 and 2 to 4 cells for each. The total cost of the robot, taking into account the development of all systems, is about 30 million tenge. The parcel delivery mechanism is integrated into the mail system used by Post. That is, as soon as a package is inserted into the robot, the program will know it and give a signal for movement. As soon as the robot reaches the point of dispatch, the person receives an SMS about it. Then he goes out, enters a password on the interface, and receives his parcel.
Вводит пароль на интерфейс и получает свою посылку.
This unit can reach a maximum speed of up to 40 kilometers per hour. But today it is artificially reduced 3 times, since the robot moves only along pedestrian zones. At the same time, the system is depreciated from all 3 sides and easily overcomes bumps on the road. We have now implemented a mapping system. Thanks to it, a robot having passed one or another territory once can calculate for itself the optimal route. A map will be created in its system, by which it can go around static obstacles and determine in real time which obstacle has appeared dynamically.
И в режиме реального времени определять, какое препятствие возникло динамически.
According to the developers, it is possible to steal this robot, but it is almost impossible to get the parcels out of it, since they are stored in a safe. There is also all electronic software. This is the first thing thieves will face. The second thing that awaits them is a few GPS sensors, safely hidden inside, which is an offline mode transmit to the server the location of the unit. And finally, the third problem, the video registrator, with a viewing angle of 360 degrees. In any case, it will record the faces of the kidnappers. On top of that, the robot constantly signals, I left the office, I am going to such a control point, I reached the end point, I sent all SMS, and so on. In fact, it facilitates the package delivery system because it is impossible to put offices everywhere. But there are points where so many people get together and want to receive packages right there. Based on this device, startups plan to produce 3 products. The first one is called Qbot Lite. This is a small robot designed to study robotics lessons in schools. The second product, Qbot Pro, a smaller version of Akbota for researchers from student environment. And the third version, Qbot Heavy, a machine for transportation of heavyweight cargo. Richard Branson sells 49% of Virgin Galactic Space Corporation for $800 million. The buyer's social capital, Hidosofia Holdings. The terms of the transaction suggest that Virgin Galactic, valued at $1.5 million, will hold an IPO by the end of 2019, making it the first space company which shares can be purchased on the stock exchange. American co-working startup WeWork plans to sell $3 to $4 billion worth of bonds in the near future to finance its growth. Although the company significantly increases revenue, its loss grows at about the same pace. At the end of last year, the loss of WeWork amounted to $1,900 million, with a revenue of $1,800 million. In an effort to raise capital before the IPO, a startup is clearly afraid of investor distrust of unprofitable high-value projects that are planning to enter the market. The entire civilized world today is trying to make products that are environmentally friendly. Even the term green economy reminds about it. At the end of last year, the contribution of renewable energy sources to the Kazakhstan energy pool was only 1.5%. But given that Kazakhstan plans to increase the share of renewable energy sources to 50% by 2050, the Republic faces a rather ambitious task. Waste recycling is another eco-direction that Kazakhstan plans to develop in the near future. Humanity today produces so much waste that even the oceans now have the so-called garbage spots. They contribute to many problems, negatively impact the navigation, and damage the environment both at sea and on land. The water environment contributes to the rapid splitting of plastic. Therefore, plastic microparticles are quickly absorbed by hydrobionts such as fish, mollusks, and crabs. They pass plastic through themselves, and that in turn stays in their muscles and enters their blood. All this is transmitted along the chain to a human. And this is a very big problem, which is talked about by every scientist in the world. We need to fight this. Plastic recycling is one of the most effective ways to reduce waste. The Rocket Plastic, an innovative full-cycle workshop which covers waste sorting to the production of final products, has been successful in this direction. We strive to make useful products that will be beneficial to a person for a long time. This is inherent in the concept of our project, from short-term use to long-term use, from one-time use to a repeated use. Today, we are already getting financial stability. Since we have already established a product line, we set up the equipment. And this allows us to develop a sustainable development model so that the project is more viable.
Уже наладили линейку продукции, наладили производство оборудования, и это нам позволяет более устойчивую модель разработать. Ну, то есть выработать устойчивую модель для того, чтобы проект был более жизнеспособным.
This workshop has a lot of individual and corporate orders, coasters, covers for notebooks, and other branded products for companies. According to the businessman, the market potential for retail customers is as extensive as corporate, and it is difficult to overpower it. Products are always in demand. At this stage, we tried and, as it seems to me, made quite nice baskets. They are very beautiful, with unique textures. Each of our products is unique. These are flower pots. We also experimented making them. They turned into a kind of handmade product. In addition, we make tiles of different colors. In the end, we received quite exclusive items. Special equipment with a capacity of 380 watts is installed on the territory of this shop. It allows you to process 30 kilograms of plastic per hour. Such a production line costs 4 million tenge, where 1.5 million came from personal savings. Our production line consists of 5 machines, among them a shredder that crushes plastic, an injector from where plastic gets into the matrix, an extruder with the help of which we pull a plastic thread. And we made press tables for the production of large plastic sheets with a size 1 meter by 60 centimeters. We also have a stove where we can make pots and other products.
Также у нас есть печь, где можно изготавливать горшки и другую продукцию.
The co-founders of the startup decided that at first they would concentrate on manufacturing in Almaty. However, in the next 5 years, they intend to develop such innovative spaces throughout Kazakhstan. Thus, a single ecosystem will be created that will cover the needs of the plastic waste recycling market.
Мы хотим в будущем использовать именно PET-пластик для того,
We
чтобы
want to use PET plastic in the future to make products. More specifically, we want to develop 3D threads that can be used to print various products. The universities have a very big interest in this today, and we want to make products from secondary plastic and sell them to universities.
более дешевую, то есть из вторичного пластика произведенную продукцию продавать именно вузам.
Today, eco-activists are involved in the redesign of Almaty Squirrel. For its reconstruction, they will produce more than 2 tons of plastic panels, which will be used as cladding. With this project, startuppers are planning to get into the Guinness Book of Records as the world's largest art object made of recycled material.
3 мобильных приложения, которые делают меня по-настоящему эффективным. Это
3 mobile applications that make me truly effective are Trello, Calendly, Google Calendar plus Zoom.
инструмент, который есть, используя подходы Kaizen, можно прослеживать.
The first app is Trello. As of today, it is the best tool that uses the Kaizen approach. Thanks to this application, you can follow what you are doing, what kind of things you need to do, what documents you have to send to other colleagues for execution, what has already been done today and what is left for later. It is very convenient. Plus, I make various boards with which you can involve other employees. That is, it is a very flexible system with feedback, notes, checklists, and much more.
Calendly и Google Calendar.
My second favorite app in my work is 2 applications in one. They are indispensable and work effectively in conjunction. This is Calendly and Google Calendar. The last is just a diary, and Calendly is a program that helps you make notes for a meeting at any time. And I will always be notified via Google Calendar. A person who wants to organize a meeting with me follows the link, registers, indicates the time, the subject, and format of the meeting.
Встречи, что нужно, как это будет проводиться. Ну и третий инструмент.
Well, the third app is the most important for me. Since I am a quite mobile person, this app is Zoom. This is the main rival of Skype, but the advantage of Zoom is that meetings are recorded there and there is no limit on the number of people. That is, I can hold meetings and it is stored on my computer. This helps to know with whom and what we discussed and when. If I need to, I can go through it again. Maybe I missed something or did not notice. And at any time, I can send a letter and draw out some details. And most importantly, I do not lose anything. It is very effective because meetings are saved.
Mail, если что, уточняющий. Ну и главное, я не теряю ничего. Встреча полностью проходит продуктивно, потому что она сохранена.
For the real estate market of Kazakhstan, the 2018 was full of different events. 11% more of new housing was commissioned last year than in 2017. In this connection, the number of sales transactions has increased. In addition, the new mortgage program 72025 contribute to this. With its introduction, the activity of buyers and the volume of loans for the purchase of housing increased by more than 40%. These figures indicate that real estate is still a reliable direction of investment. Online service for short-term rental housing, Pilos.kz, is one of the few domestic startups that seek not only to succeed in the core market, but also to form a trusting community of tenants and landlords. And apparently, such a project can do it, due to the 2-step verification of objects, intermediaries, and fraudsters with non-existent real estate cannot enter the database. Now we have more than 350 to 400,000 visits. And this is not the limit. We are increasing traffic and increasing our volumes. Over time, we plan to scale our business to other cities, as well as expand the functionality of the platform. So we will have recreational facilities, children's camps, motels. Perhaps we will begin to master the hotel segment too. The Shayakhmetov family recently visited Almaty, where they had a great weekend. The holiday was so successful thanks to this platform for short-term rental housing, which helped Barzhan, his wife, and children quickly find a roof over their heads in the southern megapolis. We needed an apartment for 3 to 4 days. Before leaving, I looked over the ads for renting an apartment in Almaty. I liked that there was no need to talk to anyone, no need to call anyone. Just choose the right dates, district, apartment, compared all the prices, looked at the photos, and booked an apartment. The functional part of the web resource and the mobile application is designed not only for guests, but also for the owners of real estate. In the personal account, landlords can add new objects, change the description, and track incoming requests. In addition, homeowners have the right to choose to approve the application for rent or to cancel it. This platform helps me because customers who have already decided on the dates can reach me. They also know exactly how many people will stay at the apartment. And when I fill the apartment's calendar, the guests see which dates are already booked. Respectively, they do not call for these days. The base of rental housing is replenished manually. Sales managers ring up the people who rent out the apartments and offer them to post them on the platform. After that, users register themselves and add their apartments. We carefully check the base. Our guys go around the apartments and check them for authenticity so that all the photos correspond to the content, that their quality is good. Also, if a person wants to go into the object window, he will see reviews and what other users are saying about this accommodation. This is very important because some people make decisions based on the opinions of previous tenants of this apartment. Requests in the search engine site can be filtered by categories such as type of housing, number of rooms, number of guests, who want to move in, and much more. Since the philosophy of the platform is trust, we are ready to protect the needs of users, namely to ensure certain risks for medical reasons while on vacation or damage to property. We will also insure the owners of the property for breaking into the apartment and the fire, and the owners of the equipment installed inside the house for damage. This equipment list includes televisions, sofas, and other furniture. The priority of this startup is the introduction of new tools to control and conduct business. In addition, the project developers are focused on improving user experience. It is possible that the platform is integrated with a system of smart locks, which will help to remotely rent apartments and monitor their status online. We want to try to introduce these smart locks. For daily rental housing, it is a useful thing. Because if the landlord has 10 apartments located in different parts of the city, it will be difficult for him to fill them at the same time. And with smart lock technology, you can simply send an invitation or a code to a person who booked the apartment. In the future, the founders of the service plan to take up another direction, the organization of business trips. Business analysts estimate the implementation of this project at $2,700,000. A part of this amount, $500,000, the startuppers will attract in the near future as part of the next round of funding. In Nur Sultan, an Alem programming school was opened. It is an educational institution of a new format. Here, world-class IT specialists will be trained for free, without teachers, lecturers, assessments, and other elements of traditional education. Within 5 years, Alem plans to train 1,000 professionals in demand both in Kazakhstan and around the world. Schooling is free and built on the principle of peer learning. This means that in addition to standard technical skills, students develop critical thinking, responsibility, ability to make decisions, and work in a team. Kazakhstan's HR Messenger attracted 40 million tenge of investments and was the first in the republic to receive the official business profile of WhatsApp. The funds raised will be used to expand the development team. The project works on the basis of HR Bot. The system allows you to automate invitations to interviews, independently forms the base of personnel reserve, conducts surveys among employees, systematizes work on staff adaptation, optimizes other tasks of HR managers. Billion-dollar projects like Google, Facebook, and Skype share one common feature. Which one will you ask? Could this be a business model, a target audience, or an amount of income? Not at all. The common sign of successful startups is whether they change the future or not, because it is the only criteria that cannot be undone or disproved. It is the only thing that allows a small business to grow into big business. This is Serek Akishev and the program The World of Startups. See you soon.
The World of Startups. До свидания.